My name's Colleen Starling, and I'm the owner-operator of Cafe Madeline Bakery and Wine in Farmville, North Carolina at 3699 East Wilson Street, and you are watching the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download. This is the East Daily Download. This is the East Daily Download. That's right. This is the East Daily Download.
So let's get started.
Thanks for tuning in to the East Daily Download today, you all. I'm Anissa Sakila, and I'm going to be your host for the day. So we're celebrating the start of fall in Eastern North Carolina. That means that it still might feel like summer, but we've got the leaves changing, and a lot of times when fall comes around, people are thinking pumpkin, whether that's pumpkin spice lattes or pumpkin and fall flavored treats. So today on Down Eats, we're going to check in with one of our favorite local businesses right here in Farmville, which is one of the 9 towns that make up Pitt County. So Colleen is the owner and chef at Cafe Madeline, and like I said, she's been curating some special fall treats. So we're excited to taste and check out the process of some of these fall treats. Colleen made macarons from scratch with pumpkin spice and a lot of other fall flavors. So I'm excited to check it out.
My name's Colleen Starling, and I'm the owner of Cafe Madeline Bakery and Wine here in Farmville, North Carolina. Now that we're in the fall season, it makes everybody think of warmer colors, of the earth and harvest, the fruits of the earth, apples, pumpkins, squashes, warming spices like cinnamon and nutmeg and cardamom and clove, anise, brown sugar. We are doing kind of fall flavored macarons. The favorites are the salted caramel, as usual. That's always a big seller. Lanoka Mocha always is a top seller because of our local coffee roastery, Lanoka Coffee Company. There's a lot of patience involved in this little cookie. What I've got here is egg white, which has been sitting out so it gets a little drier. You want to get the moisture out of it, and this is a mixture of granulated sugar and meringue powder. And then we want to foam up, froth up the egg whites just a little bit, break them down. So then I can put in the granulated sugar and the meringue powder. So I'm using lemon yellow, orange, and brown. So I'll just play with it a little bit. So what we're looking for is what they call a bird's beak, and that's when you pull the beater, the whisk out of the egg whites, you get the shape of a bird's beak and the right amount of volume. Well, a macaron is such a finicky little thing. It can be difficult to make for several reasons. The humidity affects them more than anything. There's a stage of making a macaron called macaronage, where you fold the egg whites into the dry ingredients, and you have to stop at exactly the right time. You don't want to overmix or undermix. This is the macaronage. So I've got a spatula, I've got a pastry bag with a piping tip, and this is an 802 Attico stainless steel tip. I've also got my sheet pan here, which should be a heavy gauge pan so that won't warp in the oven with the heat, and it will stay very flat, no dents, and that's very important. So I'm cuffing like a pant cuff, the bag over my hand so I can hold it open, and so I won't get macaron batter on the top of the bag. And I'm doing a little twist at the top to try to prevent a little point from forming. And you're knocking bubbles out. But it's very humid, and I'm not having any fun with that. So there are 2 shells and a filling. And this filling can vary greatly. There are so many different things you can fill a macaron with. This happens to be an American buttercream with pumpkin and spice. And they are so good. They are so good. So there we are, the little macaron in all its glory.
Well, today we have the Pirate Battalion, which is the ECU's Army ROTC program out here, and they have been flying around on this Black Hawk, Army Black Hawk helicopter. The North Carolina Air National Guard, Army National Guard, actually came out here to do familiarization flights for the cadets, and they got a 5 or 10 minute flight around Greenville and then the ECU campus.
So it's a utility tactical helicopter that's used for air assault operations, medevac. It's also used for air assault missions, transporting cargo. So it's not necessarily like an attack helicopter, it's more used for transport and utility.
Oh, definitely the motivation, and it's a 4-year program, so the ROTC program is usually a 4-year program, and to keep them motivated, to keep them going after their ultimate goal of being commissioned in the United States Army as a second lieutenant, this is just one of the perks that we actually have, and also to give them some knowledge of a piece of equipment that they're going to see many times in their military career.
So something like this is obviously a very big deal. It's kind of a showcase event for our program, and we have been fortunate to do this almost annually. So we're very fortunate to either get an orientation flight out here like this where the cadets can actually experience it and get on the aircraft, and sometimes we are able to get static displays for other rotary wing aircraft like Apaches and stuff that they're not actually able to ride in. So we get to do this on average about on an annual basis.
So this is actually a cadet run event. So we do all the behind the scenes logistics work for them, and then the cadets actually coordinate, get the accountability, get all the supplies that are needed to run this event. So the actual event for this started about, I would say about 30 days ago, 45 days ago with the initial request, and then it culminated today with probably about 11 o'clock this morning when we started getting all the supplies and getting the cadets over here. The aircraft came in about 2:45 this afternoon, and they did 14 lifts, or they 14 times up in the air with 11 people on each aircraft, and so we got through about 150 people.
Well, like we said, it's a great event for us to kind of showcase the partnership we have with the North Carolina Army National Guard and the ECU Pirate Battalion for ROTC. It's a great way for the cadets to really get as much experience of the military lifestyle and all the fun experiences that they join for. It's a great way for them to kind of be able to experience that while they're in college.
If there is a college student out there currently and they're interested in trying to figure out how to pay for college other than student loans, they can visit our website. Just Google Army ECU ROTC, it'll come right up. Or if there's a high school student out there that's trying to figure out how they're going to get to college, we can help formulate that plan for them with no cost out of their pocket, just a little bit of sweat. So, but yeah, go Pirates.
Welcome back to the show. So we're celebrating fall right here in Farmville. I'm enjoying being outside today, admiring the beautiful seasonal changes with the falling leaves and the pumpkins on display everywhere. But you might not be able to get outside right now. If you're watching this, you're probably indoors. So what we want to do is really give you all tips to find that inner peace no matter where you are. So I want to check in at Momentum Yoga and Wellness, and Jenny is going to give us some breathing tips on how to reset your day and just stay in a Zen mood. So let's tune in to today's Zen Wellness.
Hey you guys, this is Jenny coming at you from Momentum Yoga and Wellness to give you a few stretches. Throughout the workday we get tired, we get sluggish, we lose our focus. So just taking 5 minutes even out of the day, a few times a day, can really help to sort of recenter us and help us to be more productive throughout our workday. So with me, inhaling, reaching our arms up, maybe looking up, and exhaling, hands back to the center, back to our heart. We'll do this a few more times, and if you'd like to, sighing out on your exhale. Just getting out any stale energy, detoxifying the breath and the body. One more time. Not being afraid to enunciate and exaggerate that breath, to just bring that awareness back to where we are right now. Holding our hands at the heart for a moment, finding presence. And from here, we'll come into a little bit of hip and arm and shoulder stretches. So we'll just, if it's possible, bring our right foot up on top of our left thigh, just getting that little hip stretch. Our hips get really tight as we're sitting all day long. Bringing the arms out. We'll do an eagle arm stretch with the arms and shoulders. So we'll weave the right arm under the left, like that. And if you can, bringing the palms together. If you can't, you can just hold them out wherever your arms land, wherever your flexibility is today, that's okay. Bringing the elbows out a little bit and maybe dipping the chin toward the chest. Just finding a dual stretch here in the hips and in the shoulders, the middle back, between the shoulder blades, areas where we carry a lot of tension. Taking a few deep breaths, feeling the breath move into those areas of tension, dissolving stress. Maybe engaging your Ujjayi breath, which is just a hum on the exhale. Waken things back up. Bringing the arms back out. We'll come into a little stretch, bring our left hand to our right knee, and bring our right hand rather, somewhere behind us, maybe to the back of your seat. Just twisting, but also lengthening. So we're lengthening the spine, and then we're twisting on our exhale, always maintaining that integrity and length in the spine in all of these stretches. Looking forward, coming out of the stretch, we'll switch sides now, our left foot coming up. And now this time, eagle arms, our left arm comes under our right, and then we weave it around if we can. We find the variation that works for us. Just now finding that stretch on the other side. Elbows maybe raising up a little bit, chin tilting down a bit, just exaggerating and sort of enunciating that stretch through the neck, shoulders, middle back, feeling that pull, all that stress of the day, just letting it wash away. Breathing intentionally. Closing the eyes whenever possible. Arms reach back out. This time our right hand comes to our left knee, left arm behind us, lengthening the spine, and then turning the gaze over the right or left shoulder rather. Finding something that works for you. If you have any neck issues, maybe not turning quite so much, and always moving slowly so that we're not hurting ourselves or jolting ourselves into any of these poses. Coming back to center, back to seatedness, just resting our arms for a moment. All right, thanks for this brief practice today. I hope that gives you a nice little reset in the middle of your workday.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Use the hashtag EastDailyDownload.
My name is Mike Wallace, owner of Sane Kava and Tea Bar. Well, we have a lot of coffee bars, and I love coffee, and I love the craft of coffee as well. But I also was raised by my grandparents, and my grandparents taught me a lot of benefits of tea. Tea has the ability to give you the same caffeine level as coffee, but also plenty of vitamins and plenty of different just essential oils that come out of the natural herbs that we place into it. We do mostly herbal tea, and anything that the body needs, pretty much you can find it in the plant. And that's how we pretty much craft our teas. We also sell kava, which is something that's very new around here that most people haven't had an experience with, and we're trying to bring it into the culture of Greenville. Kava is a root native to Fiji and the Polynesian Islands. It's very earthy. And what it does is we take a root, we dry it, and we blend it into certain fruit nectars, or you can have it just by itself as a tea. But it works on the central nervous system. It creates a sense of euphoria, it calms the nerves, so it's very good for anxiety or just trying to relax. And it actually gives you kind of a buzz too, so it's a good alternative to alcohol. For those who don't want to drink or trying to get away from drinking, it's a good middle point for them. When it hits your tongue, the first thing it does is it starts working on that central nervous system. So your tongue actually goes kind of numb just for a second. It's like, I'll say for about 25 to 30 seconds, but that's how you know it's working. It starts to wave through your body and you start to kind of get that relaxed, muscle relaxing feeling. It's actually been named nature's Xanax as well because it has some of the same effects without any of the side effects or toxicity. My favorite is probably going to be the Black Shadow Chai. It's very dark, it's very smoky, it has cacao nibs in it. I like to make it as a latte with a layer of honey almond foam on it. And then I put a little bit of crystallized sugar cane in the bottom as well. The support around here has been amazing. I think everybody is in a position right now where we have learned this past year that togetherness is key. Because we all see what's happening around the world with climate, even with the coronavirus, that we really have to stick together. So being uptown has been great for us, and being uptown has introduced a new culture to the uptown vibe.
Hey, how's it going? This is On the Record. I'm Chris. Today we've got a little bit of magic for you. This is Apex Twin. Ambient Works 1985 to 1992. There's really no great way to describe this album without telling you a short story. I was recently on vacation with a family friend of ours, and we were playing cards late at night and threw this album on, and after a couple of minutes she kind of looks up and says, is there any way we can listen to some music that doesn't sound like it was made by a computer? And yeah, she brings up a good point. It kind of sounds like it was made by a computer, but you know, that's really what Apex Twin does. So if you want some tracks that sound like they were made by a computer, this is probably the album for you. Standout tracks? Well, they're all great if you like music that sounds like it was made by a computer. So yeah. We'll see you next time.
Well, we have had a very full day on the East Daily Download. From checking in with Cafe Madeline and enjoying some fall treats, we got some breathing tips, and today is Zen Wellness. And I enjoyed a little music from Chris's On the Record, just keeping up with the integrity of music how artists intended back in the day when record players were really the only way that you could listen to your favorite songs. So I'm still in Farmville, and in this downtown area there are a lot of shops that have some antique looking things on display, and I'm really excited now because I'm gonna go looking for a record player. Chris, you have inspired me, and I'm hoping that maybe I'll be able to have a few things to show off to you guys. So I'm glad you all tuned in. Thank you for joining us today on the East Daily Download. I'm gonna go check out these stores.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Use the hashtag East Daily Download. The East Daily Download is sponsored this week by the following. Closed captioning for the East Daily Download is sponsored by Hearing Life.